Well, we are back again on Dolphins Today. Might be like an hour difference between the two signings, give or take, depending on when this gets out and when you're watching it. Aaron Brewer is joining the Miami Dolphins as Miami has a new center. This will replace Connor Williams, barring something wild and wacky that I don't foresee coming. But the Miami Dolphins have made another signing. Former Titans center Aaron Brewer joining the organization on a 3-year deal, reported as $21 million. That once again could end up being the up to figure, and it comes in more like $19 million. We'll see on that front there. But the Dolphins have a new starting center in Aaron Brewer. We will break down some of his pros and cons, what this means for the offensive line overall. But hey, news happens. We do a video for you. We are pushing back my 2-year-old's bedtime since wife's out of town, so doing that solo tonight. News happens. We got you covered. Even if it's the boring, backdrop against the wall in the basement. It's my own basement, so it's not my mom's basement. I own the house, which is makes me feel a little bit better about myself, I suppose. But news happens. Got you covered. Hit that sub button for me right now. So Aaron Brewer will take over as the starting center. The guard spot's still a bit more uncertain. Hey, it's not Liam Eichenberg, so progress from that perspective, I suppose. On that front, it's not going to be him in there at center. Does mean Connor Williams will leave in free agency. We'll see what he ends up getting. The Dolphins are now kind of close to canceling out one of those third-round comp picks, but I think building a competitor right now is more important than a future third-round pick next year. Some PFF stats for you on Aaron Brewer. 71.6 overall grade. And sizable differences here between the run blocking and the pass blocking, to an extent that I'm actually a little bit surprised Brewer got as much money as he did for the Dolphins. We'll see what the guaranteed money is, etc. We'll see what the the incentives are on top of that. Again, PFF grades, we got stats in a minute here. 52.5 on the pass blocking. It's not very good. I do have a thought on that is going to make me feel better about it, specifically for Miami and what they do. We'll come back to it here momentarily. 78.7 run blocking grade. So a really good run blocker in Tennessee, despite maybe not the best supporting cast around him offensively. But there are some similarities to some of the stuff the Titans had done previously with him in the schematic stuff, with what Mike McDaniel does. It's part of that LaFleur, McVay, Shanahan overlap tree that I think is noteworthy there. But give me your one-word reaction to this signing of Aaron Brewer, 3 years, $21 million total to the Miami Dolphins. It is the pinned comment on today's video, so if the ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. My one word is interesting. I didn't think they were going to drop $7 million on that, but it is noteworthy per year, of course, on the center. I thought maybe they'd try to bring back Connor Williams. Brewer, I think, ends up being fairly similar in terms of talent, expectations, impact, relative to the contracts that they'll get. I suspect. I think that's fine. The pass blocking grade brings me concern. He had 6 sacks, 7 hits, 21 hurries. That's very high on the pass blocking side. That's not what you want out of your center. The differences here are this. The Dolphins get the ball out of the quarterback's hands as fast as anybody. I'm looking at the next-gen stats. Time to throw here. Tua Tagovailoa, 2.36 seconds time to throw. Will Levis, who played most of the snaps in the end for the Titans when healthy, was 2.85. So you might think that's not a lot of time, but Dolphins get the ball out faster than anybody. It's a great way to mitigate some interior pressure or pressure in general. Get the ball quickly. So I think if you're going to have to pick one at center for the Dolphins specifically, which is not the route I would go for most teams, but for Miami in particular, I think you're better off having a better run blocker and mitigating, covering up potential concerns in the pass blocking. But those pass blocking issues are why I was a little bit concerned and about paying him $7 million. That's a little bit more than I would have preferred to do. But I think they'll be fine. Sorry about the little cut there. Baby girl came downstairs and slipped and fell, but she's fine. Nothing too bad there. Today's show is made possible by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is daily fantasy made easy. You're picking 2 to 6 player stat projections, more than or less than on those. You can do college basketball. You can do NHL. You can do PGA Tour. I am a big golf guy. I love it. I've had some pretty good success on that front there. I told you guys about that one last time. We'll be able to you can do Aaron Gordon, more or less than 23.5 points, rebounds, assists. Jokic is 48.5. I kind of love the more than on that front there. They also offer some demons and goblins, which demons are harder to hit, bigger payout. Goblins are easier to hit, lower payout as well. So that's prizepicks.com/CLNS, and you use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. That link will be in the comment section and the description of today's show. All right, looking back now at where this Dolphins offensive line sits. Teron Armstead under contract. He'll be back again for one more season. Left guard's uncertain. Isaiah Wynn's a free agent. Lester Cotton, Liam Eichenberg, Robert Jones are all under contract at guard with the massive deal Robert Hunt got from Carolina. Now you've taken care of center. Connor Williams out. He could play guard if you wanted to bring him back there, but that seems a bit unlikely. He might try to go be a center again since he played so well there last year. Now you bring in Aaron Brewer to be your kind of run-blocking center. Not the biggest guy, but move athletic player. I think fits really well what the Dolphins are going to try to do. Austin Jackson back as the right tackle. He played super well. Finally had that big-time breakout season, by the way. So I think this is a fine move for Aaron Brewer and the Dolphins. I don't love it, but it's good enough. And when you're doing deals at the beginning of free agency, you're not normally going to find steals. So with that in mind, grade this Dolphins signing of Aaron Brewer. A, B, C, D, or F. Go ahead and sound off for me in the comment section right now. To sum up my thoughts, I'll give this roughly a B-. I am open to bumping that up depending on what other details we get here in the not-too-distant future about the guaranteed money and the actual per-year structures and stuff, etc. I want to see how that all breaks down in terms of just where things are set. So I'm curious what it really looks like. We saw Jordan Brooks report it's 3 years, $30 million. It was 3 years under $27 million. So maybe it's only $3 million. Maybe it's $1 million a year. $7 million versus 5.5, 6. I do think matters in these conversations. It will impact your comp pick process as well. So we'll see. We shall see what things look like with the actual nitty-gritty details of Aaron Brewer, but you needed a center. Connor is going off a torn ACL. He gets less and you feel worse about that deal. But I think for the Dolphins in particular, it's fine. It is not a home run deal, but it solidifies the spot you needed. I thought the Jordan Brooks deal was more valuable. But compared to what Robert Hunt and Christian Wilkins got, you're paying a lot less money in the end. So it's fine. If I'm going to power rank the deals, I think Anthony Walker's going to be super cheap. So I always like those deals. I like the Jordan Brooks deal. I'm okay on the Aaron Brewer deal. I think he'll be a good scheme fit, though, for Miami, and that always matters as well. More Dolphins videos for you right here on the channel, so make sure you guys are subscribed. We'll see if they do something else tonight, so don't miss out.